Warning: this video contains spoilers for Nautilus Season 1, Episode 10. The first season finale of Nautilus is finally here, and let me tell you, the quest for vengeance is just getting started. After proving that Nemo is always one step ahead of the company, it's time to see if his crew can actually pull off their master plan. So here's where we left off. The Nautilus crew has made it back to London after that intense journey beneath the ice and across the oceans. Now, Nemo knew they were coming, but here's the thing, so did Crawley. That's exactly why he was already waiting with his guards assembled when they arrived. The finale kicks off with a breakdown of exactly what they need to do to bring down the company. They've got to get shares from three major shareholders: Jericho Baker, Lord Pitt, and Dr. Ambrose Skin. Each crew member has their target. Humility goes after Pitt, Boniface and Giacomo take on Skin, and Nemo handles Baker. Giacomo's decision. But here's where things start to get interesting. Dr. Skin can actually speak to Giacomo in his native language, which changes everything. After Boniface gets taken out thanks to Cuff abandoning them. By the way, Giacomo makes a choice. He decides to stay behind because all he really wants is to find out who he is. And honestly, Boniface understands and goes along with it. Humility's con game. Meanwhile, Humility has to play the long game with Lord Pitt. She's got to make him believe she actually wants to marry him to get those shares. Now, things don't go exactly as planned, but if you know Humility, she always has a backup plan ready. She reluctantly agrees when Pitt demands that Lot be dismissed from her duties. Nemo's master move. And then we have Nemo, who meets up with his friend Cornelius. Cornelius is examining this diamond and a deed, and despite Nemo insisting he wants to sell a mine, Cornelius decides to undercut him. But here's the brilliant part: Baker was listening to their entire conversation from right next to them. Baker offers to give up his company shares in exchange for the mine. It's absolutely perfect. Did they leave clues on purpose? Now, while all this is happening, Millet discovers that an Indian man has been encouraging other Indian men to rise up. When Millet tracks down the man's location to this abandoned warehouse, he finds something shocking. There are newspaper clippings, maps of the East India Trading Company's assets, and the names of all the principal owners just displayed on the wall. Did they intentionally leave all this for him to find? Or was this just a massive oversight? Either way, it doesn't matter now, the plan is already in motion. The Shareholders Meeting. Cut to the Shareholders Meeting, and it's chaos. Nemo's crew had been spreading rumors about the company collapsing, which sent share values plummeting. All the shareholders are obviously panicking, but Crawley tries to calm them down, insisting their money is safe and the stock market isn't actually declining. That's when Nemo makes his entrance and reveals that he's a shareholder too. But it gets even better. Other Nautilus crew members step forward and announce the same thing. It becomes crystal clear that they now own the majority of the company. And here's the kicker: Humility reveals that Lord Pitt signed his shares over to her, even though he claimed to own 50% of the company. Lord Pitt didn't bother reading the fine print and assumed he was signing a marriage contract. Classic mistake. In the end, Nemo becomes the new chairman of the board, but Crawley isn't having any of it and wants them all assassinated. Crawley's last stand. Crawley gets a reality check when Youngblood explains that ordering their deaths would mean his own execution for murder. Youngblood is just protecting the major shareholders and the newly elected chairman. It's his job. Seeing how everything's falling apart, Nemo decides the company should be dissolved entirely. Youngblood orders his men to lower their weapons, and they comply. But Crawley, he's furious. He grabs Youngblood's rifle and aims it directly at Nemo. Luckily, both Crawley and Nemo miss when they fire at each other. Boniface and Kai manage to capture Crawley, and then Nemo and Humility share one final kiss before forcing Crawley to sign an order of discharge that will free all the prisoners from Cwleys, burning it all down. The company is officially shut down. Nemo burns all the company records, but there's something interesting in the vault, a stone just like the one Benoit had. He dedicates his victory to Benoit and Jagadish. When Nemo picks up a picture of his wife and daughter, he notices something devastating. Millet signed their execution order. As Millet enters the burning vault, Nemo confronts him and they fight. But in the end, Nemo chooses not to kill Millet and exits to rejoin his crew. The rescue mission. There's just one problem: Humility isn't with them. Lot finds out that Pitt has kidnapped Humility and is planning to force her into marriage with a priest waiting at his house. Kai follows Lot because he won't let her go alone. After a tense rescue, Lot and Humility make it back to the Nautilus just in time. The final battle. Meanwhile, Crawley escapes and gets to the Dreadnought, where Youngblood is preparing to deliver it to the Royal Navy in Greenwich, thinking they're free. But Crawley threatens to shoot Mr. Harris unless Youngblood tries to stop the Nautilus from leaving London. As the Nautilus approaches a bridge, an epic battle breaks out between the two ships. When Crawley tries to shoot Blaster, Youngblood jumps in the way and takes the bullet instead. Harris is relieved that the Nautilus manages to escape, but it's a tragic end for the company's only decent officer. But Crawley doesn't get away with everything. Cuff appears out of nowhere, stabs him, and steals the Nautilus blueprints. Talk about a plot twist. Setting up Season 2. Despite everything, Humility and Lot don't make it to the Nautilus in time. The crew isn't happy about leaving them behind, even though they might not have had a choice. But don't worry, Humility and Lot decide to stick together. Back on the Nautilus, Nemo points out that the entire British Empire will now be hunting them. When he places Benoit's stone next to the one he took from the vault, both stones light up. This triggers a flashback of Benoit, making Nemo wonder if his friend might still be alive. In the final scene, we see Lord Parmoor holding a similar stone while Cuff informs him that this proves Atlantis is real. With the Nautilus plans now in his possession, Parmoor can build his own submarine for his personal use. And that's a wrap on Season 1. We definitely need a second season after that ending. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this breakdown of the Nautilus finale, make sure to like and subscribe for more content like this.